The more company you have, the thinner you cut the slices. If your mother-in-law calls, give her a beak piece like that. Now, the second tool in the set is known as the garnishing knife. Everything you cut with this must come out fancy. Watch this, please. You cut down, you turn the potato, and then you cut through the edge. First one way, and then the other. Sweet potatoes cut like this. Drop them into a little batter of pancake flour and fry them. When they're golden brown, sprinkle molasses on them. Serve them with strips of bacon for breakfast while they're delicious. Here's beets, you pickle them, and carrots, you steam or cream them. In making the original French fried potato, cut them in thick slices. Put them one on top of each other. Cross-cut the slices, and you'll never eat a French fry any other way. The potatoes cut like this will not absorb the fat because they're garnished around. Pineapples cut for your pineapple and cheese salad, cut them the same way. Here is one, and this is a dandy. Cuts any thickness or any size. Open it for a thick slice, close to the top for a thin slice. Saratoga chips, you can make them for 3 or 4 pennies a pound. Just pull the blade towards you like this. If you want the slices thicker than this, open the blade, there's a thick slice. Shoestrings for your Friday fish dinner, cut them down like this. Chop them up for your vegetable soup. What this knife is really intended for is for cutting the cabbage. You know the old-fashioned board, how you rip and tear, sometimes nipping the ends off your fingers. Lay it flat and pull it lightly towards you over the cabbage. The weight of the knife across the cabbage is all that's necessary. Why, ladies, when you get slaw cut as fine as this, you'll certainly appreciate eating it. The crowning feature of the set is the cutter that I'm going to show you now. This is known as the Champeen Vegetable Mincing Knife and Noodle Cutter. Now, when you want to make some real fine noodles at home, you roll the dough out like this. Dip this into a little flour so it doesn't stick to the dough, and as you roll it over the dough, that will cut the noodles in long strips, 10 at a time. Did you ever try to chop up a little nuts for cake? Why, I've seen ladies chop nuts and the nuts land up on the ceiling. Sometimes you chop the ends off your fingers. When you want to chop up a little nuts for cake, cooked meat, clams for chowder, soup greens to throw into your soup, making a little pepper or chicken hash is just a few strokes rolling it up and down. Why, here is without a doubt the meanest thing in the world to cut parsley. Put that in a grinder, you really grind it too fine. This machine, instead of crushing the parsley, cuts it quick, clean, and dry, leaving every bit of the juice and every bit of the flavor. Now, to clean this machine, you press the button. Rinse it out in a little water. When you're through using it, hang it up and let it dry. Here's one here that every lady should have in her home, known as the Parisian scoop. You lay it flat, once to the right, once to the left. When you scoop them out, you'll get a perfect round little ball. You can pot roast these, cut them out of cheese or cut them out of butter. When you're serving a fruit cocktail in the summertime, take your fresh cantaloupe, scoop them out like this, mix them with apples, pears, and watermelons, makes a delicious fruit cocktail served with a little cracked ice like you see here. But here is a tool, ladies, if you ever do get it, you'll thank the day you've seen this demonstration. When you press, it locks. It's like a pair of human hands. Reach in the oven and take the biscuits out of the oven. Ever take the hot potatoes out of the oven and burn yourself on the elbow? A roast chicken out of the oven, a piece of meat out of the pot, spinach, asparagus out of the water. Why, around canning season, when you're preserving the fruits, to take the hot fruit jars out of the water like that, that machine is worth dollars to you. And here's another one that I really know you'll enjoy having in your kitchen, known as the safety grater. No doubt you're familiar with the old-fashioned grater. I've seen ladies take a grater and rip the knuckles off. When you want to grate up potatoes for delicious potato pancakes, this has a smooth, flat edge, impossible to cut yourself. Just like you were washing clothes, you rub it up and down, and you really grate your vegetables real fine, retaining all the flavors and all the juices. Breadcrumbs for when you're serving veal cutlets or anything like that. You want a little breadcrumbs to fry your fish in? Why, there's the greatest proposition in the world. Use that for coconut, cheese, or horseradish. When you're through with it, just heat it down like that. That knocks all the food out. Rinse it out in a little water and hang it up and let it dry. Now, here is a stone made of carborundum and sapphire quartz, which is made purposely to keep these knives sharp. When they get dull, a few strokes over the edge like this, and you can put a keen cutting edge on it. If you have a dull knife or a dull pair of scissors, an old sickle or a scythe, a lawnmower, cleaver, an axe, there's a tool that will really put an edge on the knife so the knife will really cut for you. I just want to give you an idea of how sharp that knife really is when you sharpen it with that stone. Ladies, I've seen some of you try to open up cans. Now, there's a can of Campbell's baked beans. I've seen ladies open up a can and you poke a hole in it, go around the top, hippity-hop, and your finger slips. Let me show you a real proposition. Look, lay it on the can, lift up the safety, and turn the key. That locks itself on the can, no harder than you were winding up your watch. Wind up the key and that'll cut the top off of the can slick and smooth. Notice how the end raises itself up in the air so you can lift the lid off, giving you a clean, smooth edge. Now that can be used for sardine cans, square cans, or round cans, exactly the same way. Now this tool here, my dear friends, needs no introduction. This will save you on an average of $20 to $30 every year you use it as a peeling knife. Here's a grater for cheese, coconut, or horseradish, a fish scaler for scaling your fish, and when you're coring your apple, it's just a slight twist of the wrist, and there's the apple core. There's one more tool that I want you to see, and I want you to watch this one very closely. Many a times when you're baking a pie, you have a pudding in the oven. I've seen ladies wrap a towel around your hand, and many a times you burn your fingers. Hook this onto the pot like this and lift the hot pots off the top of the stove. You've got a pie pan in the oven. Catch a hold of the pie pan like this. Why, you couldn't get it off with a team of horses. This will positively lift 100 pounds. There's a pail of water weighs 50 or 60 pounds. That's the way you pick it up. But there's one more tool. I'll be all through and I'll be finished. Oh, now the next tool and the last one is what they call the Sarah Bernhardt cutter. This was invented by the head chef of the Imperial Hotel in the city of Berlin, Germany. You place the screw into the center of the vegetable. Twist the vegetable until the threads catch a hold, then you wind this up. You keep winding until you utilize the whole potato. The faster you turn, the quicker the slices. Why, ladies, here's a machine for slicing onions. The first onion that you slice with this cutter, you'll bless the day you've got a hold of it. Every slice cut exactly the same thickness. Every slice cut the same size. In making what they call a rosette, pull the vegetable out like this. Pin the ends together with a toothpick. Drop that potato into the hot fat and fry it. That will come out like a donut, golden brown. If you're serving a nice fish dinner, a little parsley goes in the center with the fish all around it, makes a very appetizing dish. Did you ever try to slice onions with a knife? You know how you get one thick slice and one thin slice? Run the knife through the center. That will separate each slice individual. Almost like magic, there is every slice cut exactly the same thickness and the same size. Wouldn't you like to have a set like this in your kitchen? Why, of course you would. Now, don't forget, attend this theater every week and receive this 12-piece fascinating... Ladies and gentlemen, the management of this theater takes great pleasure in making this announcement. To each lady attending this theater each week, will receive absolutely free a fascinating 12-piece kitchen cutlery set, one piece each time. It is really interesting and amazing to know how you can prepare your meals in an appetizing and pleasing manner. There's an old saying, and a true one, that what is pleasing to the eye is bound to be pleasing to the appetite. I'm going to demonstrate this set to you, and I want you to watch it very closely. The first cutter that I'm going to show you, now this first one is known as the Parisian cutter. Wind it through the potato like a corkscrew. When the cutter appears on the opposite side, pull the cutter out. Place the handle in the center and twist it out. This is what they call a French curl. When you fry these, they come out like donuts, nice and brown. Serve them with your steaks or pot roast them. Unwind it.
Hello everyone. How we doing today? What's new? What's happening? We're doing Greek seasoning as an ingredient tonight. And we've got some other goodies to go along with this. Gonna do Greek nachos tonight. Gonna do a quick salad since I've got all those greens, of course. We'll do the seasoning in the dressing tonight. Gonna do flatbreads and turn that into a grilled chicken flatbread sandwich. All of that with Greek seasoning in it. It's National Tortilla Day, or Tortilla Chip Day? Not sure which it is. So we're doing Greek nachos as well. We got some feta cheese, got some Romas, got some cucumber, do a little red onion, do some olives. Should be awesome. And lastly, we're going to be doing halva, although it's probably second thing on the order of things to do today, is we're going to make halva. Hoping that'll set up in time for the end of the stream. It's most likely going to need to sit in the fridge for a while, but let's see how we can do with this. I'm going to probably split the batch into two, like I did before with like the pate and stuff. Just try it with the seasoning in there, and then maybe have a little bit more with it plain. And since I'm splitting it in two, hopefully it'll chill a bit quicker, but I don't know, it's may need a little while. But that one's sort of an interesting recipe because we're essentially making honey candy with that recipe. And we're going to mix it in with some tahini or sesame paste. Not 100% sure that sesame is really the halva you would get in Greece. Not quite sure. I wouldn't think that it is. I would think that's more Asian. I guess halva is much more diverse of a recipe than what you use to make halva with. Because I've seen everything from like corn to like polenta to wheat to I'm going to use tahini, which is essentially ground sesame seeds. So who knows? But that's the plans for tonight. But first I have to get going with making our actual Greek seasoning because I didn't buy a mix. Well, actually I didn't have the availability of a mix unless I was going to a specialty spice store, and so we're going to make our own. We're going to start with some fresh ingredients. Got some marjoram. Couldn't find dried marjoram, but typically there's the dried marjoram. And dill. Dill's looking a little sad, but it'll do. What do we got going on in here? We got goodies that we need to put in our salad is what we got. Yeah, we need to keep this out. Yeah. Start by getting ourselves some dill here. Making a spice mix for several recipes here, so gonna make up quite a bit of it too. I said it last time I pulled the same bunch of dill out, but I just absolutely love the smell of dill. I think we'll use the rest of this up with the salad, or for the sandwich. I've got sour cream. If we were going full Greek, we'd use yogurt, but I've got sour cream. We'll save the rest of this for later for when we're doing sandwich stuff. So we got a laundry list of things that are in Greek seasoning mix, which is probably why you guys chose it. We got everything from cinnamon and nutmeg to a legion of fresh herbs. Oh yeah, there's all sorts of stuff in this. You've got pepper, garlic, parsley, dill, basil, onion, nutmeg and cinnamon, thyme, marjoram, and oregano. Could also, and garlic. I don't know if I said garlic already, but garlic. There's also salt in the recipe. I'm going to omit the salt and salt the dishes that I want salted the way I want, and then I'll add the seasoning as I want the seasoning. Sort of think of marjoram as sort of like a more floury parsley. This actually may be enough here with just this one sprig here. Oh hey, that's all I took out. Perfect. But yeah, I've got some royal floral scents going on with the marjoram. Hopefully this parsley is still tolerable. Oh hey, looking good actually. This might even last till Sunday for me. Use that in our stocks. Battle ready already. If you guys tune in regularly, you know what that means. Let's do it, Head Mama Bear. See how we do. I think we got this. You're gonna steal all those chests from me, though. Why are you doing that? I wasn't trying to zoom in on you. I didn't even have the mouse on Stream Raiders. I got that one. You're gonna get the next one, though. Victory! Congrats, said Mama Bear. I feel like this is the opening to like an 80s like Charles in Charge or something. This song. Hey, Trigger. Don't even really remember what Charles in Charge's theme was like. We're getting started with our Greek seasoning here, Trigger. Since tonight is Greek seasoning as an ingredient. We got marjoram, we got parsley, we got dill. I'd give this a good chop. Love that smell of fresh dill. And keep saying that. I don't necessarily love the flavor of it. I certainly don't like it when it's really heavy in a dish. But that smell, oh. Sort of like right there with going outside and smelling it after a fresh rain. Even just that smell you get coming up off of the ground after it rains. It's right there with that for me. I hardly ever use dill. This is probably the first bunch of dill I've bought since I was doing like pickling this time last year. Or not even, like, more like April, May. Definitely going to be buying more for doing some pickling this year. Hoping, I don't know if I will with my way I've been scheduling things, but I'm hoping to do a bunch more pickles this year. Hoping to do a bunch of dehydrated stuff since I got my dehydrator that I'm using like once a year. I'd love to make some of my own spice mixes and stuff like that if I could. Not that I use spice mixes a lot as it is. I generally like to mix things for whatever I'm making. Makes it a little bit more cost effective to just buy the base ingredients. Yeah, let's use some middle bowl. Yeah, it's great in ranch. I've had some great dishes with dill. There's some great light seafood dishes and chicken dishes. Like poached chicken with dill is great. But at the same time, it's one of those where you gotta be careful not going overboard with it too. Add a bunch of dried thyme. Dried basil. Dried oregano. My go-to herb is probably green onion or scallion. I am not Mr. Herb. And use white pepper. Onion powder. Garlic powder. What am I missing? Okay, we got parsley, we got dill, we got basil, we got onion, we got oregano, we got thyme, we got marjoram, we got white pepper, we got garlic, we need our cinnamon and nutmeg. These are the weird ones in this one. They're weird to probably the average person because they're more associated being with savory stuff than sweet stuff rather than savory. However, at the same time, you find a fair amount of cinnamon and nutmeg in like barbecue sauces and stuff like that too. So I figure it's going to be a little bit more of like the background here. But we'll do a decent amount of cinnamon in there. That might have been actually too much in the cinnamon department, but here we are. and nutmeg. Parsley, I'm sort of meh about. I've been enjoying it a little bit more recently, but to me it's traditionally been, you know, that green piece of who is it, Karam? One of the classics used to put on a plate to signify that the plate got his approval, and it's been a garnish on plates everywhere since. Might have been Bocuse in his later years. So, nutmeg. Nutmeg's also in a ton of savory pasta dishes too. Maybe I should have gone pasta tonight, but here is our break up those seasoning clumps we got there. This is our Greek seasoning for tonight once we get this fully mixed. It's onion powder clumping on me, I think. Oh, helps if you guys can actually see what I'm doing, shouldn't it? There we go. There's our seasoning mix. De-spice. Yeah, it's something like, it's actually a pretty high percentage. I think it's something like 16% of people are adverse to cilantro genetically. To them, it tastes like soap. There's all sorts of weird things like that. That's just sort of like the one that's most famous. A lot of them are foods that, like, they don't even really serve. Like, I think it's daylilies. You can eat the flowers off of daylilies, but it's also a laxative to like a third of the population. So, but there's also other things that are extremely bitter to some people and not bitter at all to others. So we all genetically taste differently. We all taste differently how old we are because our saliva changes as we get older. Fun, fun, fun. So we're going to get into doing our halva here next. Now that we have our seasoning mix made. We're going to be using a bunch of honey tonight. We got pure unfiltered North Coast wildflower honey. I find it sort of silly that companies say it's, you know, blueberry honey or some sort of specific flower when, I mean, the only way you can really prove that is if you're putting it in, like, a farm in the middle of nowhere that does nothing but those berries, which there is a fair amount of commercial bee use. They're keeping honeybees around. But at the same time, bees will travel, I think it's up to 2 miles a day in search of nectar. And so unless you're planting your hives in the middle of a circle of 2 miles of whatever plant you're talking about, they aren't all just that one plant. We're going to do a whole cup here of honey. Although, truthfully, this is actually a recipe. It doesn't really matter which honey you get. You can use the tea honey for this one. The stuff that's been imported and been irradiated. Because that's what the problem is honey gets imported, and then you get what do you call it? The laws that define what's importable and not. And then they irradiate all the honey because they want to kill anything that's possibly in the honey in order to import it. But then you kill all the great things about it, like all the benefits to fighting allergens and stuff like that. And so that's why they always say buy local honey, because it's going to be a lot better for you. Not so much bacteria, but miscellaneous stuff. But in this case, we're heating it up anyways, and so we'd be killing most of that off in this recipe anyways. May get some better flavor from having this being full flavor, full thing, but... So over the heat with our honey, we're actually going to bring this up to a softball stage. We got our temp down here. Hey, Bun Buns. Welcome in. Doing Greek seasoning here. You got that on the cutting board there. I made that up first thing here. We got all sorts of stuff in there. And I'm starting to work on making dessert, actually. We're going to make halva tonight, which we're hoping is going to be done by the time we're doing this. It's almost like a paste. It's like a cross between honey candy and, it's essentially honey that we're turning into a softball candy. And then we're going to mix a starch with it. In my case, I'm going with what I think of traditionally. I don't know, I grew up in a pretty heavy Middle Eastern area. But we're going to use tahini, which is essentially ground sesame. and then you add some other flavorings to it. In my case, we got the almonds still around, so we're going to throw a couple almonds in there. We also got pistachios here. I bought a bunch of pistachios because we're doing pistachio night here on Friday. But speaking of that, while that's heating up here, I keep forgetting to set up my next ingredient vote here. So let's do that while that sugar's heating up. We're probably into March for next week, aren't we? Yep, 3rd. And let's see what we got as our current winning ingredients. We got pistachios with 3. So pistachios is the only one with 3. Oh, that's coming up the heat quick. I'll turn that down a little bit. And what we got is our next one here, starting from the top down. Since there was only one with 3, we got black garlic with 2. So, black garlic versus pistachios. Black garlic being a fermented garlic product, if you guys aren't familiar. Ooh. And while I was away, we got up to 250. Because I think our softball was a couple degrees over 240. So we're good with our temp. So we need to move on with this. We need to add our pistachios. Now we can wait for this to cool a little bit. Yeah, you really need to have a... Well, you can do meringue with it, but there's a lot of things you really sort of need. Not really seeing black garlic here. It is literally black. So we'll just leave it at that for right now. I'll add a picture later on after the stream. You guys can go ahead and get your votes in. We're doing pistachios on Friday. Now we're going to have to probably do pistachios on Wednesday again, too. I got lucky with this, if you notice back here. That thing overflowed on me. Considerably looser now that it's warmed up. We didn't add anything to that honey. But yeah, it bubbled over a little bit on me. We're going to add some of our... Yeah, we're just going to do one batch. Add some of our seasoning mix here. That looks about right. What do you guys think? Do you think that's enough? Some pistachios. Some of our blanched almonds, not roasted. No one can guess cabbage. Bonbons. Oh, come on, you silly packaging. I know it's intended to just rip off, but that ain't how I want it to. How much are we adding in here, tahini? Oh, they got quite a bit more of the pistachios in there. Let's do a little bit more of that. We're adding about half of this container, I think, of tahini. Where's the size? Looks like a pint to me. 14 ounces, so yeah, about half of this. It says to fold it in, but that ain't necessary. All right. Hopefully this just fits in this one. can smell all those herbs. It's such an odd mix. You got onion and garlic in here with that, all that sesame sweet. And so yeah, this is gonna go, making sure it's not too hot. Shouldn't be with the amount of other stuff we put in there room temp. But I'm gonna put this in the fridge to set up. Oh, I definitely gotta defrost that. My chicken's still frozen. Little quick cleanup here. Probably getting pretty close on our next battle here. So next step, going to be doing flatbread next. And yeast flatbread. Got that out in case I needed tahini and didn't. Hey, well, you know, next battle. And 1 minute ad. Go Stream Deck, you can do it. Let's find a photo here for black garlic while I'm at it. There we go. So that's what black garlic looks like. And someone's already voted. Vote will go until Monday as usual. And we'll be back here next Wednesday with the winner. We're running all over the place on this one. Victory. Head Mama Bear with the kills and assists. Fang Mermaid and Head Mama Bear walking away with the scrolls. And onto our boss level. Super Loyalty Boss Chest. This is a good one, you guys. You guys want to win the awards on this one. Let's see here. It looks like we have to go around to get at this thing. And it's ranged. So I think it is rogue time. And you're going to want to avoid this area here. You don't want to be going in here. Because you're going to have to go around this. You're going to have to go in between here or here, here or there to go around to get at this thing. Okay, mixing bowl time. And I have to take that out from behind now. There we go. I was being lazy and my screens fell back behind my... I have one of those Lazy Susan counters over here. I don't know, that's the best explanation I have for it, but turntable that allows you to put stuff in the whole back area back there. And my screens all fell over the edge. Flower time. Those are some quick dishes. seasoning mix. Olive oil, salt, yeast, and water. Again, I didn't add salt in that so that I can not have to guess at how much salt to add into this. You ever wonder why you do stupid things? I just poured that yeast over that salt, so I'm gonna add a little extra off to the sides there. Yeast and salt do not mix, they are not friends. How much water? Oh, not that much. About 3/4 of a cup. Oh, it's got some baking powder in there too. They want all sorts of rise in these. I'll follow along. Oops, bumping everything here. Boy, that garlic and that onion just shines through that seasoning. Hey Huberman, how you doing tonight? Welcome back. Gonna do Greek nachos. So we got flatbread here that's ready to hang out for a little while. It won't allow you. It's only going to allow you to do it once per stream. So if I restart the stream or something, maybe you can scam a second one out. But again, even with it being 50 sprinkles, I mean, that's like, what, 30 minutes, I think? I thought this needed more proof time. They don't have any proof time hardly at all worked into this recipe. I mean, I know it's a flatbread, but it's a yeast flatbread. You sort of need the yeast to develop. So we'll let that hang out for 30 minutes or so. I'm doing pretty good tonight, Huberman. I don't know, what's a bun buns? So we got that. What do we need to get on going here next? I think we need to do a little veg prep. Let's clean this honey off my knife. Those two carrots really like themselves. It's actually a pretty common thing for carrots. They're both chasing the same nutrients. These I got out for the salad a bit later. We'll throw these over here. But I need a little carrot for with my sandwich. Nice! I keep procrastinating on getting my garden going this year. How do I want to do these? It's just an odd mix with the cinnamon and garlic coming off of that together. That one's a little thick. Want thin slices. Come on. There we go. Leave that behind me. Cucumber. Repeat the same party with the cucumber that we did with the... Actually, with the tomato. It's amazing the plastic wrap that they put on cucumbers. Sometimes you'll cut through the plastic and know that you cut through the plastic and you go back to it and it's still full, solid. Why do they wrap them? To keep the skins nice. They blemish really easy. Get things growing on them real easy. Quit slipping on me. Yeah, let's skip this side. Let's skip this in. Seeds. I know I did a little bit with the top there, but that's the part where the seeds are the smallest anyways. I could have done this much more efficiently. Oh well. We're in a huge rush, aren't we? Heavy amount of salt on these, because we want these to slightly break down a little bit. We don't really want them to be soft, but we want to let them to lose a little bit of their juice, so that then goes on top of our nachos, goes on top of our salad, sort of helps flavor everything, goes on top of our sandwich. There we go. We'll let that hang out for a bit. What else do we need to do here? I think I'm about ready to start into my salad already. We need you definitely out and available. How's our... Oh, nice. It's still warm. You can feel that it's warm, but it's considerably thicker now. It's still got a little jiggle to it. Not much. I think it's time we make our dressing, which I'm going to cheat tonight. I'm not making mayo. I think that's good. At least it landed right way up. Add a bit of our seasoning mix here. Might need to do a little bit more of that. Then, since I didn't add it before, with the seasoning mix, salt, MSG, buttermilk powder, give that a try. Oh wow, that's all sorts of weird. It's not bad though. It's just weird. Acid. Yeah, let's do sherry. Vinegar, that is. Oh, we could definitely do a little lemon too, but I don't got any lemon in the house. I mean, that matches the song. It's got some funk to it. It's not quite normal ranch. Let's go with it. I don't mind. It's not horrible. Still waiting on our bread to proof a little bit. Let's see how our chicken's looking over here. Is this defrosted yet? Of course not. But our battle's ready, so do 1 minute ad here. Break open the cheese while we're waiting. I'll cut through it. It's just some paper knife, what the hell? You're even sharp right now. Somewhat. Us versus the ranged monster. Oh wow. Took out that archer in one hit. Yeah, rogues to the rescue. Looks like I wiped up Fang Mermaid and Edgy Hercules. With those rewards, look at those 30 scrolls each of you guys. Congrats on those. And let's see, we want to take the middle route, the bottom route. You got question marks all over the place. I normally avoid the question marks too. I think we'll do top route since we got... let's do top. Hey Tahiti lady, welcome in. Let you guys add your own as need be. You can obviously put the rogues at the either ends here to go for those chests. And the rest you can mess up either here or those guys. Okay, so we're almost set with our nachos. We're almost set with our salad. And we're almost set with our flatbread. We're really just waiting on this chicken to defrost for me so I can grill it. Doing quite well tonight. Ooh. Got competing music with my alerts there. Need to change that. Welcome in, everyone. Thank you for that raid. Hello, I'm Jason. I stream here 3 nights a week on Twitch. Tonight is ingredient challenge night. I hold a weekly vote in Discord, and you guys pose an ingredient that I have to use to cook with. Tonight's ingredient is Greek seasoning mix, which I made myself here. And I am doing a variety of dishes here, as I do every night for this. We've got halva, which I've already put together. We're allowing that to cool and hoping that we're maybe asking too much to let it to set up by the time end of stream here, but it's got a little jiggle to it. But it's setting up. This is sort of like a... Well, I used tahini, which is sesame paste, but I've seen recipes of this with all sorts of different starches, whether corn-based or wheat-based. In this case, like I said, sesame, and that's mixed with some honey that I brought to a softball stage. So it's essentially like honey candy mixed with sesame paste, and mixed in some of our Greek seasoning, since it's the challenge ingredient tonight, pistachios, and some almonds. And so that's our dessert dish for tonight. Let's see how that turns out with the garlic and onion and all those herbs, and with that sesame and honey. It could be disastrous, it could be amazing. Also doing quick salad. I've got a ton of great greens right now. I get a weekly or bi-weekly right now box from the farmer's market. And I've got a bunch of fresh produce, but I got a bunch of lettuce greens, so we got a lot of salad to go through. So I'm doing a quick salad. We're going to do... This is essentially like a ranch dressing. It's mayo, sour cream, our seasoning mix, salt, pepper, MSG, and a little buttermilk powder. Give it that tang of like having buttermilk, like a ranch, but without having to have buttermilk in the house. It's lovely. It's also Tortilla Chip Day, or National Tortilla Chip Day here in the States. And so we're doing some nachos to go with everything too. Do some Greek nachos. I got some feta for that. And we've also got, this is some bread, which is now pretty much proof for what we want, since we're doing flatbread. And this is going to be for a couple chicken sandwiches. that I'm defrosting the chicken for right now. So welcome in, everyone. What were you streaming today, Big Cat Dengraphs? Calves? Words. Big Cat Den Crafts. And I believe I have been in your stream before. It should be not that complicated. I check out a lot of the crafting and art streams. So welcome in, everyone. So I think we're going to roll out our flatbread and cook that off here next, since our chicken isn't quite ready. Get the heat going on both our burners on the stove. We got my flat top over here. I'll flip it over and use the grill for the chicken once we're done with the flatbreads. Thank you. Let's see if we can make this into 4. I think I did 6 last time I did these. But this is flour, water, yeast, salt, our Greek seasoning mix. Just allow it to rest a little bit. Allow it to proof a little bit, which it has proofed a little bit. It's a little bit bubbly. I've squashed most of those already. Our tortilla chips out of the view here. Maybe you can see what I'm doing then. How is everyone? What's new? What's happening? Anyone doing anything interesting for their dinners tonight? Carving simple text in special client. Starting a custom collar. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Pizza night. Nice. What type of pizza? I was watching another streamer earlier doing St. Louis and Detroit style. But I think that's got some seasoning in it. What do you guys think? Need to close my bedroom door here so I don't set any smoke alarms off. Thing likes to start crying with the faintest whiff of smoke. And that pan is starting to smoke there. So we'll let that sit for a minute and allow that to maybe rise a little bit. I'm going to roll the other ones. Nice. Sausage, green peppers, and cheddar. That's an interesting mix. Never been a huge cheddar on pizza fan. Not saying that I'm really opposed to it, but it just doesn't seem traditional to me. Yeah, I want that traditional mozzarella. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello there, Kirby. Thank you for that raid. How is everyone tonight? We still working on putting the model truck together? We're still working on the semi-truck? Or you probably have a different... With Lori in the UK? Hey, Fluffy. Welcome in. Doing pretty well, Kirby. Got all sorts of stuff going on here tonight. Again, welcome in. I think most of you guys know me from Kirby's stream, but hi, I'm Jason. I cook here on Twitch 3 nights a week, Wednesdays, Fridays, and Sundays. Today's Wednesday, so we're doing ingredient challenge night. I hold a weekly vote in Discord. Allow you guys to choose between a couple ingredients for me to have to use here on Wednesday. And tonight it is Greek seasoning, which I mixed up at the beginning of the stream here. Been using for a little bit of everything. It's in our flatbreads that I'm rolling out here now. It's in the dressing that's at the front of the counter here. That's going to be for my salad. We got halva, which is sort of like a starch and honey candy. So it's a little paste-like, but it's got a fair amount of tahini in there, which is just ground sesame seed. There's pistachio and almond. Otherwise, it's honey and tahini. And our seasoning mix. So we got the Greek seasoning mix in here too. This is cooling down. Hopefully this will set up by the end of the stream here. The recipe says it needs 24 hours or so in the fridge. That's quite a while. We're really just allowing it to recrystallize. Nice, Kirby. So we got all of that going on tonight. We got also working on sandwiches that are going to be going with our flatbreads and doing Greek nachos since it's also National Tortilla Chip Day here in the States. Galette. It's a rolled essentially sausage, but I think it's rolled in the skin of whatever you're making it with. Or am I getting that wrong? That's off the top of my head. That could be completely wrong. All the words, they are not necessarily in the scramble. Well, the words in the scramble are not necessarily all English. In fact, there are many different languages. But for the most part, they're all food related. Okay, so I'm going to start cooking our tortillas off here, or flatbreads. don't need these out still. Until we're going to use with our... I left these... You could go thinner on these. I mean, you can go tortilla thin with these. But I left a little thickness to them. Okay. I need some water. I don't have any water here going. Those definitely need. We're going to give those another flip. Those needed more time on that first side. Get out the flatbread container. Everyone remembers these from their favorite Mexican restaurant. Or at least I do. Getting a little puff out of them. The recipe for the flatbreads have both yeast and baking powder in there. No worries, Fluffy. I know a lot of you guys are out in the UK. It's not bright and early there still. Now you got me wanting to look up Galette. Oh, okay. I've made those before. I got a pretty good picture of one of those. They're like a pie without the tin. Turn the heat up on the flat top. I thought it was hot enough. It was practically smoking, but those are not cooking very quick. There we go. Now we're getting a little color there. Thanks, Kirby. We already got the next vote going here in Discord for next week. Gonna do, even though Friday is National Pistachio Day, and so we're gonna be doing pistachios all day on Friday. Pistachios have made it into our weekly vote here, so we could have pistachios twice in 2 weeks here. And it's up against black garlic, which is sort of a trendy ingredient coming out right now. It's essentially, it's preserved garlic. I think I said it was fermented earlier, but it's essentially a basic cure. And it's got its own funkiness to it, so that should be an interesting challenge. Either one of these is going to be, well, I don't know. Pistachios, you can do both savory and sweet. I mean, we got pistachios in the dessert tonight. Give that one a little bit longer. But black garlic's going to be a bit of a challenge to figure out something I can do with. These last 3 weeks have been royal challenge here for desserts. Creole seasoning, which the ice cream worked out pretty well last week. But Creole seasoning for dessert was a rough one. This one with all the herbs and stuff is a bit rough too. I don't know if you can tell, but it's very obvious this guy's getting some bubbles, so I think we're going to do better with our second batch than our first one here. Hey, Mama Bear, welcome in. Now that's certainly a foreign language one. There we go, looking much nice with our second one here. Nice. Thank you for that follow, Not Gorath. Not too bad looking. I'll finish this one on the front burner. Ooh, steam coming out of there. A little hot. There we go. Wanted to pop that one bubble because it was gonna get all the heat in that one spot rather than letting the rest of it get some good heat. I'll just put that anywhere, that's fine. Oh, we can use this again. If it isn't a complete mess. Use this again for my salad tonight. That one got a little too dark on that one side, but otherwise, those are great. Keep those somewhat steaming warm there. And this is going to be the start of my salad. Gonna need some radishes and carrot here. We want the pan still on, but we need to flip it now. There we go. I'm going to turn it down a little bit because we don't really want to use it just yet, but might as well keep it warm for that chicken. There's a lot of radish, but I got to use it up too, so oh well. Enjoy your lurk, Tahiti lady. Wow, that smell of that. I'm still smelling the onion and the garlic off of that seasoning mix. For those that are unfamiliar with Greek seasoning, this has a combination of thyme, marjoram, pepper, garlic, parsley, dill, basil, onion powder, oregano, nutmeg, and cinnamon. And if you buy it in a store, it's probably going to have a ton of salt too, but I didn't put it in there. But that's all in that little bowl there at the top corner. Add all the radish in there. I'm going to try and chop them together. Just for the fun of it. I'm saying together because if you guys didn't notice. Bottle. One minute ad. What else do I need to cut up here for salad time? Let's put the box back away in the fridge. Keep the rest of these veggies fresh. Alright, battle. Who's gonna get the kills? Fang Mermaid with the win. Got a couple there with 2 kills. Head Mama Bear with the scrolls. Congrats. Ooh, scrolls for me. Yay. Ooh, I get to upgrade things now. Got 2 upgrades on my musketeer there. What are these? Ranged. Support. So maybe a rogue or 2 over here, they'll go after that. And after the boxes, the rest of us will over here. We'll go back to making salad. So you need some red onion here that I already got half a red onion that I started. Add some of that into both our salad here tonight and our peppers and cucumber. And take a good handful of that and mix that in with our onion or tomato and cucumber. And that'll go on top of both our sandwich and our nachos later. Add a good handful of these to our salad. Put the rest in there. We got arugula greens. Nice spicy peppery greens. I'm going to give these a sort of quick rip in half. And the rest of our mesclun mix type salad greens with this farm does some pea sprouts in there, a whole bunch of other stuff. We got some nice all sorts of stuff. Red oak, frisee, which is the one that I was trying to think off from the beginning. And we'll add dressing. We're not quite there yet. We'll wait on that for the rest of that, but give you guys a bit of an idea of what we're doing here. Just serve a simple tossed salad with a bunch of root greens, root veg and greens. We need some, we're going to use up the last of this here, so I'm not going to worry about getting too fancy with pulling the stems off like I was earlier. But we need some of this for this dill for our sandwich. That's the last of that bunch as far as I'm concerned. Let's use a smaller bowl. Dill. Sour cream. Again, I'm using sour cream because I have it in the house. This would traditionally be yogurt. A little bit more tang to it. Turn the fan on low here. I'm starting to get a little sweaty. Salt. MSG. Rocket? No, I don't know if I can spot rocket greens off the top of my head, but rocket is very similar to arugula, and so that might be rocket. It could be. What did they put on their box? Nope, they have arugula on there. So we got salt, pepper, MSG. Gonna add a little onion powder, sour cream, and dill. Oh, why not? A little cayenne too. Give it a little punch of heat. Okay, but that's for our sandwiches. Some of them are really easy, some of them are hard. There's some really long ones too. Let's dry off this chicken. Hopefully it's defrosted by now. Want these nice and dry so that they cook up properly. I'm gonna take the skin off because I don't need it for our dishes tonight. Throw that in my compost since I can throw meat things in my compost. I don't know, it depends on if you're up normally at 2:30 for chili. I'd be more worried about the tea at 2:30 in the morning. There you go. See, they're not all impossible. Let's pull the tenderloins off since they're basically falling off these anyways. And we're going to add some oil to these because that pan is a rockin'. I'm not going to add a ton of oil to the pan. I'm just going to give them a quick grill on the stove here. You notice I've got the grill pan turned up there. Not going to marinate. Well, we added a little oil to them, which I guess technically you could call this marinade, but just some salt, some cooking oil, and a hot pan. Use our tongs again. Oh yeah, chicken skins can be a wonderful thing if you got more than 2 of them. We got 2 burners here, so I'm sort of trying to put them over the 2 different burners. Yeah, I did. And if I had more than 2 of them, I might have saved them. What do you mean, but how? I know in a lot of compost you're not allowed to put meats in there, but I'm talking here in San Francisco area, or greater San Francisco area. We're not really part of the San Francisco area. you can put meat scraps in your compost because it's commercially properly done. At home, you may want to avoid it, especially if you're using that compost then in a garden. You get into issues with that protein not being completely broken down and being a source of contamination for your food that's growing. Which is actually how we get a lot of food contamination in the... Yeah, it's not... I do have one of those too, but that's been full here for quite a while here, and I haven't gotten to getting it filled out and using it for something else. You just aren't cooking very well. Hey, Wolfie. Welcome in. How are we today? I'm doing pretty good myself. We're getting there. We're almost through tonight's dinner. We got halva chilling out in the fridge. Which is essentially a sesame and honey candy that's got pistachios and almonds and some of our Greek seasoning in there tonight. That's going to be a dessert. Maybe setting up there. I don't know if that's going to be ready. Got chicken on the griddle on the stove there. Going to be turning that into sandwiches with our flatbread that I did up earlier. That one's looking a little dark on top, but with our flatbread, we got a salad ready to go with our Greek seasoning ranch, Greek seasoning mix, and then we're going to be making some nachos using a little feta, and yeah, good time. The Greek seasoning. This is our Greek seasoning. I made it fresh here on stream. It's a mixture of pepper, garlic, parsley, dill, basil, onion, oregano, nutmeg, cinnamon, thyme, marjoram, and I don't know if I mentioned garlic, but garlic. It's not getting the heat in the back. These two burners are like the same size too. Let's see what we got here. Nice, Epic. Yep, that's chicken. Cheers. How do I want to do these nachos? I haven't like planned these nachos out at all. Pie tin. Butterscotch pie. I want some. So just some canned black olives here. I'm just going to have them and throw them in with the mixture. Uh-oh. Well, you live, you learn. You make it better the next time. Nice. So it disappeared and quick. I don't get any, huh? Did you put any pictures in the Discord? Oh, that small guy's probably overcooking. Aw. You go show it off for all of us, too. Can't just be coming in here and saying what gorgeous things you've been making and not have proof. Nice. Grandmas always know best. They always have the best recipes. Of course, you ask them for that recipe and you have to figure out what the heck they mean, but when they make it, it's amazing. And avocado's not very... I don't think of avocado as being very Greek. I think of it being Mediterranean. Exactly, Jersey. Let's dice this one. Turn the fan on high for a little bit here. Sorry about the noise. I'm buying these tortilla chips for the first time. And I don't know if they're a local brand or not. No, they're not. Well, they're maybe local to the Bay Area. But, like, the bag says they're fresh until, like, June. I sort of feel like they're stale now. But I bought them just for today, so they're brand new. I think I want to break that up over the top. We need room for our sandwich making. Pull out the taco server. We there with our salad? Yeah, let's mix our salad. Chicken's almost done. So we'll add our Greek seasoning dressing to our salad. There we go. Maybe a bit heavy in the dressing, but I already put it in there, so I can't take it back out. I want to give that a little bit more color. I'm going to slice it so the grill marks don't have to be perfect. This has been off a little bit longer. Nice and juicy. Cooked through. Still cooked through. Still nice and juicy. Yeah, we're running out of room here tonight. Yeah. One minute at. Pretty smoky in here too. I don't know if you guys are noticing that. It's a good thing that I closed the bedroom door. Cheers, everyone. Well, let's see how we do against this boss. No, it's not really a boss, but... Ah, you kill him and he turns into like 20 other ones. Making Swiss cheese of us. Are we gonna survive this? Which, by the way, I don't understand that saying. Making Swiss cheese of someone. Full of holes? I don't know. Uh-oh. I don't think we won this one, guys. Uh-oh. Boo. And we're gonna have to wait until Friday to try that one again, because we're just about wrapped up here. Let's make some nachos. Add some feta to our chicken sandwiches here too. All right. Now let's see if we can clean this up for a photo. And oh, hey, I made this sauce for the sandwiches. You think I should maybe throw that in there? That's fine in the salad. Don't make any more sandwiches here. Our Greek seasoning. Is soon going to be over the top of our nachos as well. Yes. I apologize, Wolfie. So there we go. We got our grilled chicken sandwiches on Greek seasoning flatbread, a bunch of veggies, and sour cream sauce. We got our Greek seasoning quick salad, side salad. We've got our Greek nachos. And our halva. Which, yeah, I'm still going to give this a little bit longer to set up. But it is going to solidify here. It's pretty solid now. But that being, this is essentially honey candy with tahini, which is sesame paste mixed into that. We got our Greek seasoning in there. So we got all of those herbs, all those seasonings, almonds, and pistachios. So that's our dessert for a little bit later. Actually, let's see if we can't get a photo of that with everything else here too. All on one cutting board here. Thank you for that sub, Nan Reader. Appreciate that, Prime. So there is our Greek seasoning as an ingredient. Anyone have any questions or thoughts on did I pass or fail on using your Greek seasoning? What's everyone's thoughts? I pass. Thank you, Wolfie. Huh. Still trying to figure out where to go here. I think we have a couple of artists in the chat here tonight, and so I think we're going to go over here to another artist. Why won't you mute? There we go. Awesome. So we're going to go say hello to I Have an Art Degree. She looks like she's doing some chalkboard art. Doing some chalk art. That looks like some great fun. Want to thank you guys for joining me today. I had great fun doing Greek Seasoning Challenge. We'll be back here Friday with pistachios. And Sunday I'm doing all-day stream, going 9 to 9 Pacific. Going to be doing chicken stock. Going to be doing puff pastry from scratch. Going to be making lunch. Going to be making dinner. Long stream on Sunday. Hope you come and join me for that. Also got fun stuff coming up next weekend too, but you can check that out in the Google calendar down below. Have all those dates in there. You can get the link either in my About Me section, or you can look at the calendar little thing there with the countdown timer. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope to see you guys again here on Friday. And let's go say hi to I Have an Art Degree. Thank you and have a great night.